I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I coach people and organizations to play big, and I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. Now, I'm not sure that these are specifically career mistakes. I think they could go into a business category as well. So I'm going to try and cover both, and I'm going to start off with the big one. You made a mistake. You're going to make more mistakes. The real question is how you respond to the mistake. Do you beat yourself up? Do you punish yourself? Do you spend hours and days and weeks fixating on the mistake, or do you try to learn your lessons and move on? I wrestle with this one myself. I'm a guy who has spent a lot of time searching for perfection and not being satisfied with excellence. Maybe you're the same way too. But I think there's a chance to learn and to be kinder to oneself that can come in your career, because you are going to make mistakes. It's what happens. What can you learn from the experience? What can you do to learn and move forward from it? So that's lesson number one I want to cover today. Another thing is, if you're interested in being happy in your work, it's probably going to take time. Especially as one is junior, what tends to happen is you get what's nicknamed grunt work. And it's the foundation for how a lot of people learn the fundamentals of their craft. So, for example, in IT, someone becomes a coder. And although the technology will change with time, they use this as the baseline for how they learn and grow to manage people, how to lead organizations and such. And certainly being a good coder doesn't make you a good manager, but it's learning the fundamentals of your craft and not taking shortcuts. That's the important thing. What are the fundamentals? Do you ask for help and advice? I'm not talking about from your manager, but from other people that's going to help guide you as things progress. Another thing is really about being patient with yourself. It takes time to be successful. Like I said, I've said this before, the secret to success without hard work is still a secret. So what can you do to lay the foundation? Now, if you think you can figure it out by yourself, you're going to make it a lot harder than what you need to. Always be networking and always be asking other people for advice. Save the information, collate it. Start creating spreadsheets or data categories that kind of fit with one another so you can learn what's being told to you constantly and see whether it meets with your experience. Adapt and change. And the last thing I'm going to talk with you about is so many people separate their work from their personal life. It's harder these days, but I remember an old story from the original owner of the New York Jets, who was trying to decide whether or not to promote someone into a particular role. And he picked one person over another. And the reason he made the choice, as he told the loser in this situation, was that for him, it was a job with all the template of being a job, versus the other guy who loved what he did. Your goal is to find work that you love. I don't presume to know what it is, and there are a million ways to find it. But think in terms of your career as being a longer race than just today, even if you're in your 60s, and start laying the foundation, working at it, and finding work that you really love. So I hope you find that helpful. I'll just conclude by saying, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, reach out. My email address is jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching. I'd love to work with you one-on-one. Have a great day. Take care.